Full name, James Augustine Aloysius Joyce.
Born February 2nd, 1882, died January 13th, 1941, in Zurich, Switzerland.
Born into a middle-class Irish Catholic family, Joyce experienced financial hardship and cultural conflict that would later shape his writing. His Catholic upbringing, coupled with his decision to live much of his life as an expatriate, led him to critique both Irish society and religious constraints through his works. Although he spent much of his life outside of Ireland, Joyce's writing remained centered on his homeland, using Dublin as a microcosm to examine universal human experiences.
Major works and literary contributions.
Dubliners, 1914. Themes, Paralysis, Epiphany, and the Everyday Life of Dublin. Style, Realism, Symbolism, and Psychological Insight.
Dubliners is a collection of 15 short stories depicting the lives of ordinary Dubliners in the early 20th century. In each story, Joyce meticulously captures the everyday struggles, ambitions, and disappointments of his characters. Dubliners introduces two significant concepts in Joyce's writing: paralysis and epiphany. The theme of paralysis is evident throughout the collection, as characters find themselves unable to change their circumstances or escape societal and personal constraints. Joyce's characters frequently experience epiphanies, moments of sudden, painful realization. In The Dead, the final story, and perhaps the most celebrated of the collection, Gabriel Conroy's epiphany about his wife's past love and his own mortality reflects the collection's themes of human connection, identity, and inevitability.
A Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man, 1916. Themes, Identity, Rebellion, and the Artist's Struggle for Independence. Style, Stream of Consciousness, Experimental Narrative Structure.
A Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man is Joyce's semi-autobiographical novel that follows Stephen Dedalus, a young man growing up in Catholic Dublin, as he grapples with religious, cultural, and familial constraints. The novel introduces Joyce's signature stream of consciousness technique, using Stephen's thoughts and perceptions to capture the fluidity of his inner world. This novel serves as both a coming-of-age story and a manifesto for artistic freedom. Stephen's rejection of religious and nationalistic expectations echoes Joyce's own desire to escape the limitations imposed by Irish society. The novel's famous ending, "I will try to express myself in some mode of life or art as freely as I can and as wholly as I can," captures the essence of Stephen's journey and Joyce's philosophy, highlighting the tension between individuality and conformity.
Ulysses, 1922.
Themes, Heroism in Ordinary Life, Identity, and the Nature of Consciousness. Style, Stream of Consciousness, Parody and Illusion.
Ulysses is widely considered Joyce's masterpiece and one of the most challenging and innovative novels in English literature. The novel follows the lives of three characters, Stephen Dedalus, Leopold Bloom, and Molly Bloom, over a single day, June 16, 1904, in Dublin. Modelled after Homer's Odyssey, Ulysses uses episodes from the epic poem as structural and thematic parallels, with each chapter in the novel corresponding to an episode in Homer's work. Joyce employs a range of narrative techniques in Ulysses, from interior monologue to parody and pastiche, to capture the thoughts, desires, and sensations of his characters. The stream of consciousness passages in Ulysses, particularly in the Penelope chapter featuring Molly Bloom's soliloquy, reveal the fluid and associative nature of human consciousness, challenging readers to question the limits of language in capturing thought. One of the novel's major themes is the heroism embedded in ordinary life. Leopold Bloom, a modern-day Odysseus, faces the trials and temptations of urban Dublin, his resilience and compassion elevating him as a hero in a prosaic world. Through Bloom's journey, Joyce explores identity, exile, and the fragmented nature of human experience in the modern world.
Finnegan's Wake, 1939. Themes: cyclical nature of history, language, and collective consciousness.
Style: linguistic experimentation, nonlinear structure, and dream logic.
Finnegan's Wake is Joyce's final and most enigmatic work, known for its dense language, dreamlike structure, and obscure narrative. The novel is less concerned with plot than with capturing the fluidity and complexity of human consciousness and history. Written in a multilingual style that combines elements of English, Latin, French, Gaelic, and other languages, the text challenges readers to decode its meaning through layers of puns, allusions, and neologisms. The novel's cyclical structure mirrors the theme of eternal recurrence, with the closing line looping back to the beginning, symbolizing the endless cycles of history, myth, and personal experience. Joyce explores the collective unconscious, drawing from myths, religious narratives, and historical events to suggest a universal, interconnected human experience. Finnegan's Wake remains one of the most challenging texts in literature, celebrated for its innovation and exploration of the possibilities of language. Literary techniques and style.
Stream of consciousness.
Joyce was a pioneer of the stream of consciousness technique, which he used to capture the fragmented, non-linear nature of thought. By delving into his characters' minds, Joyce could reveal the depth and intricacy of human consciousness, blurring the lines between perception, memory, and desire. In Ulysses, for example, each character's thoughts flow in a seemingly chaotic but deeply revealing way, capturing the complexity of inner life.
Use of symbolism and myth.
Joyce's works are rich with symbolism and mythological references, drawing on classical, biblical, and historical sources. By embedding these symbols in contemporary Dublin, Joyce connects individual experiences with universal themes. Ulysses, for instance, parallels Homer's Odyssey, while Finnegan's Wake incorporates mythic and historical cycles, suggesting that the struggles and triumphs of ordinary individuals echo timeless universal patterns.
Linguistic experimentation.
Especially in Finnegan's Wake, Joyce's experimentation with language is unparalleled. He creates a text that functions as a linguistic puzzle, using multilingual puns, portmanteau words, and syntax that defies traditional grammatical rules. This approach challenges readers to engage with language as a fluid, evolving medium, and highlights the limitations of words in conveying thought and experience.
Major themes in Joyce's work.
Identity and exile.
Throughout his life, Joyce struggled with his identity as an Irishman and a Catholic, ultimately choosing exile as a way to gain artistic freedom. His characters, such as Stephen Dedalus and Leopold Bloom, grapple with similar issues of self-definition, torn between their roots and their desire for independence.
The heroism of ordinary life.
One of Joyce's defining beliefs was that heroism could be found in the mundane details of everyday life. In Ulysses, Leopold Bloom embodies this notion as he navigates Dublin, facing small but poignant struggles that elevate him as a modern-day hero.
The nature of consciousness.
Joyce's works are celebrated for their exploration of consciousness, portraying human thoughts as fragmented, associative, and often contradictory. His narratives capture the essence of the human mind, allowing readers to experience characters' thoughts in real time.
Religion and rebellion.
Raised in a Catholic environment, Joyce's writing reflects his complex relationship with religion. His works frequently critique the moral and social constraints imposed by Catholicism, as seen in A Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man, where Stephen Dedalus ultimately rejects the Church's authority in pursuit of artistic and personal freedom.
Legacy and influence.
James Joyce's impact on literature is profound and far-reaching. His experiments with language, structure, and narrative techniques opened new possibilities for writers, inspiring figures such as William Faulkner, Samuel Beckett, and Virginia Woolf. His works continue to be studied for their innovative approach to capturing the complexity of human thought, identity, and culture. Bloomsday, celebrated annually on June 16th in honor of the events of Ulysses, highlights the lasting cultural and literary influence of Joyce's work, drawing readers, scholars, and fans from around the world to commemorate his legacy. Joyce's exploration of the human psyche and his challenge to linguistic norms have established him as a foundational figure in modernist literature, leaving a legacy that continues to shape literary theory, narrative techniques, and the way we understand the art of storytelling.